Welcome to Film Friday here on the Arrowhead Addict podcast. I am Matt Verderame, and today we're going to look at why the Chiefs and zone defense don't mix. So this play comes from the Bengals' first possession of the second half. The Chiefs are winning. They just took the lead. It is 17-14, and the Bengals have a 2nd and 8. And so on this play, it's very simple. Okay, the Bengals are going to have three wide receivers and a tight end. Obviously, you can see on the screen, two to the top side of the screen. The Chiefs have a nickel defense, just a 4-2-5 look. So they're not blitzing. They're just going to rush four guys. Bolton and Gay are going to drop. Snead's going to drop. And the corners and the safeties are in what's called quarters coverage. And so essentially, they're each responsible for a quarter of the field, in theory, all the way from where they're standing all the way to the end zone. Okay? And you're going to have three defenders underneath. Snead is going to be one of the defenders underneath, as are two linebackers. And what you're going to see is why I hate zone coverage with a passion. And although we're not going to show you the next play of this sequence, let me tell you something. The Bengals are going to gain 18 yards on this play. On the next play, they're going to gain 19 yards to the same receiver in the same hole against the same coverage. It was a problem all afternoon. Let's get to it. So, again, Chiefs in quarters, underneath zone, three underneath, okay? And they're going to rush four. Burrow's going to have all day in the world, all day and half of the night to throw this football. So now look at Trent McDuffie up at the 29-yard line, top of the screen. He's battling with Jamar Chase. He understands it in zone coverage and quarters coverage. He has to be careful with Chase because if he lets Chase go too early, it's bad news. It's potentially a touchdown. We saw that last year in the regular season with Chase and some of those long touchdown jaunts that he went on. He also knows because they're in zone coverage, if it's a deep combination route, and Tyler Boyd, who's standing right now at the 31-yard line, right next to L'Jarius Sneed, top of your screen, if he runs a deep route toward the middle of the field, Juan Thornhill's got to carry him. And so all of a sudden, McDuffie's one-on-one with Chase, okay? So you're running that risk if you're McDuffie. Like, can I let him go? Can I not? I've got to kind of hold on to him a little bit. The last thing you want to do is turn Chase loose. So understandably, very physical with him, trying to at least slow Chase down and not just let him get a free release down the field. He's doing the right thing. Now, if you look at the rest of this situation, okay, the Bengals are running a little bit of a combo route on the right-hand side of their formation. They have a drive route underneath. That is designed to be a zone beater here. It is trying to draw up Gay and Bolton and eventually Snead, draw their eyes to that underneath route, which on 2nd and 8 is certainly feasible. And then behind that route, you have another, like a levels concept where you're going to have another route basically at the sticks. And so Burrow's trying to read a few different things. If the linebackers come up, then you know the second level is the way to go. He's also right now, as you can tell from his drop and the way he's turned, he's looking at L'Jarius Sneed. Okay. If Snead drops and he carries Boyd, who's standing right next to him, then that throw's probably going to go underneath to Higgins, who's driving underneath. If Snead stays shallow and is in position to take away the drive, then he can go to Boyd. Now, the way the Chiefs would take this away in theory, okay, is McDuffie falls off at Chase, Thornhill takes Chase, and McDuffie can help out there. Or McDuffie continues to carry Chase. Thornhill recognizes the route combination. He drives, but it's a tough play. And admittedly, for Thornhill here, he's in a tough spot because if he drives, you don't know at this juncture, is Boyd going to break off the route or is he going to keep carrying vertically? So as we run this play, what you're going to see is Snead stays shallow, okay? He stays underneath. He's looking at that drive. He also has a false step in there, right? So he's looking at the drive. He's in good position there, but also notice Gay's looking at Higgins. Bolton is looking at Higgins. Right now, they've done a pretty good job here on the tight end who's at the sticks. Reed is driving on him. That's not a throw he's looking to make. You've got Gay underneath. Okay, Joshua Williams is in position where he's at. Like, the ball's not going to go to the tight end. That's not going to happen. McDuffie and Chase are in a wrestling match. The ball's not going there. So it's going to go either to the drive route with Higgins, where the Chiefs now have had three guys, including Snead, converge here as Burrow's about to throw the ball, or it's going to go to Boyd. Well, look at Tyler Boyd at the 38-yard line. Where do you think the ball's going? it's going to Tyler Boyd. Now, here's where the Chiefs, and they did this all game, turn a poor play into a really poor play. Juan Thornhill now knows this ball is going to Tyler Boyd. You can see him. He's got his foot in the ground. He's driving on it. This is going to be a first down because they only have to get to the 35-yard line. But Juan Thornhill's got to drive and make this tackle. He's got to make this play. Okay? This should be about a 10 to 12-yard gain. This should not be an 18-yard gain. Well, let's roll it. Ball goes to Boyd. And right here, he's breaking down. He's breaking down. He's not driving through the contact. He stops. Now, if you look at this on a screen, you're like, he's 4 yards away. Guys, in real life, right now, he's about 13 to 14 feet away. He's not running through the contact. He's not aggressive anymore. Now, I get it. He doesn't want to get torched here, but you're an NFL player. You've got to drive through and you've got to make this tackle. And instead, Thornhill breaks down. He stops. He's flat-footed. Boyd turns upfield, sees more green ahead of him, and as we roll the end of this play, it's easy extra yardage. Thornhill technically does make the tackle. It doesn't I'm not killing Juan Thornhill here. I'm not. Juan Thornhill's not the reason this play worked for Cincinnati. It worked because the Chiefs are in zone coverage. They shouldn't have been in the first place. The Chiefs, if they were in man here, I think would have been fine because then Snead could have just carried Boyd and it would have worked out perfectly. But instead, the Chiefs were in a soft zone. They were in all day long. They acted like they were scared to death of Cincinnati from a defensive standpoint. Thornhill made the tackle. He ultimately did his job. Now, he broke down. I would have liked to see him maybe break down a few yards more toward the line of scrimmage or maybe even run through the play. But I'm not killing Juan Thornhill here. He had a lot of missed tackles in this game. That wasn't one of them. Thornhill, he made the play. Maybe a little less aggressively than I would have liked to have seen. But again, if you're grading that, it's a B to B plus tackle. It's not a bad job by Juan Thornhill. He recognized the route. He made the play. The play was successful for Cincinnati because the Chiefs had no pressure. You go back and watch that play. Okay. They had no pressure. They didn't run a game up front. It was a 4-man rush. Chiefs did nothing. Nothing. You and I got the same amount of pressure on that play as any of the Chiefs defensive linemen did. And what it resulted in was Burrow being able to hit his back step. Not concerned at all about the rush. Boyd breaks open because the Chiefs have 3 guys staring at T. Higgins. Easy pitch and catch. Thornhill did the best job he could, made the tackle. The Chiefs have got to stop playing this zone defense. They have got to stop doing it. If they continue to do it, Cincinnati will kill them again if they see him again. Buffalo will light them up again. The Chiefs have the corners to play man coverage. It's about time they realize it.